Well, how's it flipping going tonight? I'm not doing the accent, but welcome to night 22 of the longest road to absolute epicness. It's the road to the showdown, starting later than expected. Purely because I went out, enjoyed myself, and then lost one of my teams in the sweepstake for the World Cup. But that's an entirely different story, an entirely different sort of look on life as well. Tonight's look, it's all about night 22 of the road to the showdown, where we'll be kicking off the action. In the Gold League, Abyss versus Mark Henry in the opener here tonight. That is then followed by Miss Nia Jackson Oscar in your Teal League battle, followed up with Gunther and Rollins for your Pink League Flore, and finally your main event, Julia and Laney Reed. A night filled to the brim with, I would say, underrated matchups. So when we look at one of those underrated bouts, it's Mark Henry and the Monster Abyss. And that is coming to you with immediate effect. Let's send it to the ring. Let's go. It's qualification time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 362 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
And it's not for the world's strongest man. Oh no. We're talking about the monster, looking to be the second seed, or potentially first seed, of this gold division. A win still keeps him in the hunt for that title. A loss, and well, it goes to Cody. He makes his way to the semi-finals. So it's realistically do or die here for the monster. Sure, he's made it to the live event, but say do or die. It's more his chances at first go up in oblivion if he does not win here.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, the undisputed television champion. He is the Monster Abyss.
10 points to Abyss's name. Potential 13 at the end of the night. And we can kind of touch base on Mark Henry. Interesting results happened obviously last night in this gold division. We saw Ospreay beat Lesnar, but what I actually meant to say was a few nights ago, where El Grande Americano picked up his first 3 points, and that's important because guess what? It keeps him still in the hunt for qualification. Now, as these two big boys do battle, Mark gonna toss around the champion to start this off. Qualification. It's still a possibility for OGL Grande, and there's a reason why I'm mentioning this is Mark Henry is one of those factors. If Mark Henry wins here, then it means that El Grande cannot pass him, which is obviously huge for Mark Henry. Now, for John Cena, who's currently on 5 points, he's got the potential to overtake Mark Henry still. It's basically down to this. If Mark loses here tonight, he is in a bad situation overall in this division. His last bout in this tournament is up against Will Ospreay. And that's a crunch time battle already. Ospreay at 8 points. He's potentially could be overtaken by Mark Henry. So realistically, this is a pretty big matchup for Mark if he wants to qualify, because a win would take him to 9. He'd then have to face Ospreay, who could in fact eliminate him. But as we're saying, everything is going to come down to the wire. No division is decided until very last minute, I feel. And when we get to talk about the Teal League, that's going to be down to the wire. I think that's going to go to the very last match in terms of qualification. But right now, it's neck and neck for everyone. There is chances still up in the air for everyone except Vakir, Stephanie Vakir, who's eliminated. Right now in this matchup, though, Abyss almost putting Mark Henry down. Potentially could have looked for that torture act bomb, but not going to get it. Instead, Simon's carry for the big man. Going to turn it into a snake eyes, putting the world's strongest man down in the corner. Obviously, through the rest of the night, we can look at the other leagues, but just getting to talk about it, there's a bear hug initialized here for Mark Henry. Going to be broken. Your next bout here tonight, a big one as well. It's right at the top of the Teal League. And the interesting factor is, it still won't lock anyone regardless of the result. And in essence, I'm kind of hoping that we get either a draw or a count-out victory in our next bout. Purely because it's could create some insanity at the top of the table. Tiebreakers galore. But realistically, this matchup, that could have been an attempt at a backhold slam. Both bodies just meeting. Shoulder tackle, and that's the world's strongest slam. And the monster put down here by Mark Henry. We see the cover to follow it up. The answer is yes, cover. Big man Kevin, your referee, down to count the potential 3. But in the end, it's only a 2. Monster and Mark jostling for control. It is a test of strength, this match. 2 big powerhouses. Power you kind of favor in Mark Henry's path, but when Abyss can do that, power is not a question it needs to be asked. Because we know both can lift each other up. It's just going to come down to the true grit, the true resiliency of who wants it more. Right now, I got a feeling the monster, with that powerbomb, clearly has his eyes set on victory. Scoop up of Mark Henry, and he's going to meet the corner. Tossed down to the canvas. And the monster is ascending. Not a place you expect the big man to go. But he's going to crown Mark Henry and follow it up with a splash. But the splash, it's blocked. And Mark, his shot's blocked. Fireman's carry. Wasteland from the monster. Abyss building some momentum here. Looking to punish. Arm caught. I've got a feeling that's a reversal. No black hole slam just yet for the monster. Mark Henry, though, he might have different plans. It's not world's strongest slam. It's world's strongest splash. Connects in the corner. 1, 2, 3. The Gold League. It's heating up. That win is huge for the world's strongest man. He now reaches 9 points. And that guarantees us... No, it doesn't. I tell a lie. It doesn't guarantee us just yet. We've got one more bout before that is confirmed. And that involves Shawn Michaels as to if Rhodes remains or will be first seed.
Here is your winner, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
But big man Mark Henry makes a statement here against the television champion. A huge victory. Well, we said it already. A chance now for seizing a top seed in this division. The Teal League takes to your screens as big man Mark fades from yours. It's Nia Jax versus Oscar. And as we say, top spot on the line. But that does not mean first seed in the showdown. All it means is, congratulations, you are the current #1 star in this division. So we're going to quickly send it to the ring and find out who wants it. Well, after last night's loss for Blake Monroe, the chance to take top is possible.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Kabuki Warriors from Osaka, Japan, Oscar!
For Oscar and Nia, it's their chance now to do it. A count-out loss / win makes this an interesting division, as I said earlier. As one of them would reach 10 points, the other would reach 11. Currently, Blake Monroe is on 11 points, so you'd be tied top. You'd also, the person on 10 points, be tied second with Charlotte Flair. So, realistically, I'm hoping for carnage. A draw would obviously tie everyone up with Charlotte Flair. And that is also even more carnage. You then have to look at tomorrow's matchups to see if someone could rise to the occasion and claim the top spot. That, of course, being the man versus Fallon Henley.
And her opponent from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
The last matchup in this round, round 6 for the Teal League, would then be Stephanie Vakir versus Flammer. So realistically, when we look at how the division is falling together, a Flammer win in 2 nights' time would take top spot heading into round 7. Then this is where things get more interesting. We already know that Stephanie Vakir eliminated from the equation. If she could beat Charlotte Flair, that would keep Flair trapped at 11. The maximum amount of points, obviously, Charlotte can reach is 14. You then head into Asuka Becky. Becky can pick up some points there. She's still in the hunt tomorrow night. Big for big time Beck, so loss would eliminate her. But as a whole, this division, it is pure carnage. If Becky wins tomorrow, we still keep some stars trapped on 9. And the minimum that's there to qualify in this division is 14 points. That's been confirmed last night. So, as a whole, this division, it is going to make the distance. We will not know if anyone's qualified until last round, because you realistically at this stage need the last 2 wins. And with stars drawing up against harder competition, they're facing off against the stars they're tied with. It is gonna be nail-biting. It's literally the last matchup of the division. Blake Monroe versus Fallon Henley could very much decide who takes top spot. Because if Fallon wins that, she'd obviously own the tiebreaker over Blake. It would also force Blake out of the top spot, as Asuka right now looking to put a hip attack in and will connect onto Nia, but straight back up is the irresistible force, but she's caught. Rings are sat and applied here for Asuka. The Empress caught her, but it's not going to be a massive catch because Nia's still fighting, and fighting with strength. Samoan drop out of the irresistible force. At this stage of the tournament last year, we saw a lot of stars very much locked in. It was, I'd say, not as big in terms of crunch time as it is this year. And what's more important to note is this year there are 4 extra spots at the live event. It's 20 total stars instead of 16, making it to the showdown. Well, obviously, there are some big stakes on the line for making it as first seed, as Asuka looks for the win here. Got that Rings of Saturn in, and, well, it almost put away Nia here. Jax needs to fight back, and that's the perfect comeback offensive. Rope break called there by our referee, Ms. Kim. Jax tries to strike Asuka. Just watching as Nia just striking air. A lot of whiffs from the irresistible force. And that's going to be costly, as a splash from Asuka could put her away. The kick out comes through. But the Empress is not slowing down. Snapmare not going to work. Instead, a lariat from Jax to put down the Empress. Once again, Asuka ascends, tries for the dropkick. It fails to connect. Nia now looking to punish, and punish she does, busting open the Empress of Tomorrow. Nia fired up now, charges in but cannot connect with the hip. My hole, she probably is saying there. Oh, stiff right. Drops Asuka for the moment, but great backup is the Empress of Tomorrow. Up but caught. Hooked up. Nia, powerbomb position with her. This could be a costly place for Asuka. A sit-out powerbomb from the irresistible force to put her down once. The second time could be even worse, is what's Nia thinking here. Forcing Asuka to the corner. The headbutt. We haven't seen this in the tournament yet, but it's going to be impactful. A little bit of an annihilator. Sits down into it. The cover to follow. And the Empress able to kick out. Jax caught. Roll up here. Asuka not getting it done. A quick kick out from Jax. But it's desperation mode maybe settling in for Asuka now after Nia's hit the big maneuver. Asuka. Irish whip. Sends Jax running. Lets her run for a little while. Cannot punish though. Instead caught. And choked into a choke breaker. Tossed to the wayside as well. Nia's trying to advance the aggression, but Asuka's not having any of it. A vicious palm strike puts down the irresistible force. Now, a little bit of uncertainty from Asuka is gone. She's firing on full cylinders and is potentially looking to put away Nia Jax here. Hooks her up. Hangs her on the ropes. Elbow up though from Jax, and Nia, well, she can't punish. Asuka neither can do the same thing. And now she's caught. Nia sends her up top and gonna stack her. The one-legged powerbomb, but no cover. Instead, Nia looking to potentially do some serious damage to Asuka. Snake eyes. This time she goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. And a big one at that. The Empress staying alive, staying on a fine amount of points. And wisely she rolls to the apron. Wisely she rolls to ringside. And for me, this is probably best bet for what I want. Count out could be coming, and Asuka, the boot caught. Nia sends her into the steps. Single leg takedown from Asuka. Cold breaker. A count of 4. Asuka returns and then breaks the count. That's interesting. Count broken here. Now it's Nia's turn to strike. Stomping away at the face of the Empress. Count of 1. Jax is taunting here. She's actually going to return to the ringside. They're just breaking the counts. The Empress caught. Fireman's carry from Jax. Takes it up top. A gorilla press. Asuka fighting back. She takes the hard landing. Straight back on the offensive though. Gonna send Nia into the steps. Count of 3. You're gonna hear me echo the count a little bit more because you know what I want. Standing STO from Asuka. Nia back up. A count of 5. Back elbow. Nia fighting back as well. Sends Asuka running. A count of 6. Nia Drops the elbow. Count of 7. Oscar down. 8. 9. We're gonna get it, folks. Yes! the happiest I've been for a count out in this tournament. But the 2-point split means we've got pandemonium still in the Teal League. As we've got 2 stars on 11. We've got 2 stars on 10. We've also got 2 stars stuck on 9. Leaving Becky Lynch on 5. She can still qualify on 11 points total. Well, this isn't the most ideal point splitting moment for Nia, but regardless of that, she does so. And for me, this is just epic. That's all that needs to be said, as the Teal League still remains an absolute mess. No qualification just yet. And the issue is, tomorrow night we could see qualification taking place. Based purely. Actually, no, it could be elimination now. With what's just happened. Unless we get another 2-1 point split. That would be epic if we get another count out. And no, this is not pre-recorded. This is just absolute insanity. Absolute craziness. Actually, you know it's not pre-recorded. I already mentioned the Japan score. And you can also hear me making the matches, but hey. Well. As I wipe the tears out of my eyes, we're gonna take a little change up a match here. It's not in the right order of my match card, but who cares? It's Gunther versus Rollins in your next bout. Meaning we're main eventing with the Green League. It was the second night in a row, which is not intended. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh wait, there's another in there. Dun 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 dun. Oh, oh, Whoa. 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 Anyway, enough just singing. It's time to talk your absolute life out of the Pink League. 2 stars qualified so far, Obafemi and Drew McIntyre. A little bit of insulting here from Rollins to get out the gates and a sling blade to follow up the little point. He was doing a Sophie Cunningham of just pointing at his opponent. Anyway, let's talk about this matchup. Rollins and Gunther still in the hunt. Rollins reaching 6 points. He's been pretty good in the tail end of this tournament, earning himself 3 points over the very hot Tony D, as well as CM Punk in the last 2 rounds. He's looking to take basically the second half of the tournament and being perfect throughout. Maxie can reach his 12 points. As for Gunther, it's been very hot and cold through it all. But comparative to his run last year, he is still behind. 9 points total in 2025. A chance to obviously still do better. He just needs to win this and his next bout. But Rollins, not an easy foe to do that against. As is his last opponent, Tony D'Angelo. Now, I'm probably going to say this. Gunther probably will beat Tony D to round out his run in this tournament. But qualifying this late on is still a pretty hard task. He's reliant on a few of the results going his way. Namely, one against CM Punk as well. As right now, this division, the Pink League, obviously it's had the most stars qualified alongside the green one. But as it stands, the division is pretty close towards that bottom or middle bottleneck. As the short arm lariat comes through for Gunn for the early cover as well. Big man Gregory down to count it. He sees the 2, and that is all he sees. Gunther, though, hooks up Rollins for a little power bomb to the canvas. He's looking to make quick work of the Architect. But Rollins quick to kick out. He's staying in it. That run of his is no fluke. And Gunther knows it. He's attacking early. The T-Rex dropkick off the top. Tries to go for the booty bomb. Not going to work for him. Now it's Rollins. It's time to strike. Time to pounce. Time to just unload his heavy offense. Gunther caught. Big shots raining in for Rollins. Kick down south. Hooks him up, butterflies him into the pedigree. And Rollins not done. The pace quickened for Gunther. And now Rollins is doing the same thing. A curb stomp into the canvas. And it's the cover to follow it. But yet again, sees a 2 count. The pace quickens. And it's going to a more Rollins-favored tempo. A cover after 1 moonsault gets the job done. And Rollins' run stays phenomenal through the second half. Now at 9. He asserts himself into qualification territory. Gunther now stuck a maximum of 8 points. He could potentially be eliminated.
Here is your winner, Seth freaking Rollins!
But he will be dead last now after tonight. Punk, last bout in this division in this round. Rollins, what a second half to the showdown. 3 for 3. My man. All it took was reaching that halfway stage to assess the competition, to understand how it works, and well, it's worked. Anyway, enough about our nice little what's the word I want to use here? Our nice little adventure in the pink lead. League? League. It's time we turn our attention to the Green League and potential qualification to the live event. Julia wins, she's there. Laney wins. Done with partying. A loss for Reed would mean elimination. Let's see who stays alive or who qualifies. Let's go to our main event. I didn't mean to switch. Qualification versus potential elimination. Do or die in your main event. Julia and Reed. Laney, obviously.
The follower is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Birmingham, Alabama, Lane E. Reed.
Reliant on a few results going her way. But to put it politely, 2 wins gets her to 9 points. A loss here would very much cap it at 6. Your current top 5 consists of the following point totals. Liv Morgan, 15 points. Utami Hayashishita, 13 points. Bailey, 9 points. Julia and Lyra Valkyria, 8 points. So realistically, you need to win all 3. And you also require... Sorry, all 2. And you also require some other results going in your favor. One of which is your final bout in the Green League. Momo Watanabe losing to Liv would be what you want there. You also want a result tomorrow going in your favor.
And her opponent from Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Julia.
Because right now, this is... Again, it's... All these divisions are going to come down to the wire. There's no way to say this other than that. There's been no blowout divisions, which is great to see. Having close competition throughout all of this. Well, not every star has risen to the occasion that this tournament has. A lot of them have. And it's not the names that you expect to be at the top that are the ones performing well. I mean, the Teal League, everyone is just beating everyone. And that makes it fun. The point splitting, also insane. that 2-point rule been a great addition to this tournament. And what makes this tournament so fun since last year. But your main event underway, Big Man Gregory, your referee, and he's witnessing a spine-buster start out of Laney Reed. But the beautiful Madness, quick to her feet, quick on the offensive. And these two are going to tussle. Reed, you have to feel in the future a potential prospects champion. You feel, or you notice that she has such great potential. This tournament facing off well against a lot of, I'd say, main event talent. She is hung with them through the most of the matches. It isn't until the end where they just pull away and just showcase their skills. Now for Julia, we know that she realistically should make it to the live event. Last year, I just want to put this into comparison. Last year in her tournament run, she only managed 1 win. 3 points to her name. This year, she's on the verge of tripling it. And that is a massive sort of turnaround in Julia's career here in IPW. Ever since winning the belt from Nia Jax, she has been a monster in this division. No one has been able to step up to her. I'm just thinking about it. Overall, I mean more so the entire champions in IPW. You've obviously, when you talk about champions, you have to talk about Fallon Henley, her phenomenal run as champion, most defenses, only woman to unify a title, and doing a lot of great achievements. With the other belts, you kind of look. Ospreay, he's held his since last year's showdown. Once we reach the live event after that, he will have had the longest reign. Or he's got the longest male reign ever. That's already been achieved. But realistically, he is going to make it a year. There's no doubt about it. There's no title matches, obviously, till after the showdown. He'll probably be tossed straight into one by Solo Sikoa just to say, congrats on a year, bud. Defend this belt. Anyway, enough about that. Julia caught. Laney. Blue Thunder Bomb puts down Julia, and she is going to go for the cover off it. I thought for a moment she was hesitant about the pin, but this time she goes. Gets a 2. Kick down south. Oh, Kinshasa. The big knee for Laney. 1, 2. Kick out force from the beautiful Madness. And surprisingly, Julia is struggling. Roll through. Neck breaker. Reed picking up momentum but cannot hit that senton. Caught by Julia and dragged to the canvas. You know, Julia really wants to qualify tonight. Hooks up the hammerlock and then tosses her with the suplex. Drops the axe as well. Julia's picking up momentum, and I think I know what's to come. The gun pulled, the trigger fired, and the knee strike connecting. 1, 2, through. Felt that was that. Job done. Game over. The beautiful Madness qualifies. Laney done. But no. Reed still has some fight left in her. She's now looking to deliver a similar strike to what Julia did. Slides in and drops a shot to the back. Now what she got in mind. Roll through. Not gonna get it this time. And Julia looks to punish. Strike connects, arm hooked. Laney fights back. Instead, up, down, blue thunder bomb. And the cover straight out of it. Finger in the air. But it's not enough. Laney thought she'd done it. The answer, not yet. And she's got the gun out. She's pulled the trigger and she connects. Knee to the face, Julia down, and somehow a kick out. Whose music's this? Delilah? Who dat? Whoever it is has a chair, and no, cannot connect. Laney gonna make her pay. The spinning pump kick not gonna work for her. Oh, big knee not gonna work either. Julia hung up on the ropes. Now's her chance to get into this. She's had a distraction of craziness from Delilah. I think it's Delilah Hex is the name. Big chop. The elbow comes up from Julia. A chance to fight back, but Reed is just matching up every moment away, but so is Julia. The Beautiful Madness needs something big to work in her favor to just put away this plucky Laney Reed. But Reed, snapmare takedown, off the ropes, up, over the back, and boom, drop kick, connecting. Cover here as well. That could be it. 2. No. Beautiful Madness kicks out. And we'll see Laney ascend. Connects with the senton. And the cover. So much punishment put the way of the Beautiful Madness. And this is enough to put her down. And Laney stays alive in the tournament. Julia yet to qualify. Wow. What a night of action we've just been through. No one eliminated off it all. No one qualified either. Pure carnage. Pandemonium, as I said earlier, in the Teal League.
Here is your winner.
Why is Julia there? Well, a win's a win, I guess. I don't think that's intentional. As I'm laughing and choking myself. Let's talk. Let's talk night 23. Oh. Hopefully at a more reasonable time, but night 23, what a night we've got in store. As we kick off the night, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. If Cody wins, he is locked in at first place. Simple as that. No one else can overtake the American Nightmare. What that will also do is it will potentially keep El Grande in the hunt. Next up on the docket, Alexa Bliss, Bayley. If Bayley wins, she's qualified. If Alexa wins, it's more carnage. And the green division gets closer and closer to being deadlocked. Afterwards, it's a big night in the Teal League. Fallon Henley, a potential surprising chance to be solo first seed in the Teal division heading into the last round. For Becky, do or die, really. It's elimination versus qualification yet again in that Teal League matchup. And lastly, the two big dogs of the Pink division, the two qualified stars of the Pink division, will basically battle it out to determine who takes top spot. Simple as you like, it will determine the top seed of this division. To an extent. Actually, that's a lie. They're both top seeds currently. They're the only two that can be top seed. But because of the way the points are split, the division won't be decided until literally the last match. And that's a big one as well. But yes, night 23, we see some carnage, we see big dogs fighting, we will see it all. Thank you for joining me here tonight for night 22. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you later, buckaroos. And later is tomorrow. And what I will say is night 24 might be delayed as well. There's an England game. Peace out.